how are you doing? Today we are finishing off the mining quests. For you it'll be one video, for me it'll be a couple days. But let's get started. Yo, I hear you did good work assisting Archon Raiders with the mineral survey. The letter of thanks sent to the guild from Count de Fortemps himself was quite flattering. Then again, that's the kind of praise I would expect for the woman who bested White Gully. Of course, that's not to say you can just rest on your laurels now. There's a small manufactory in Idleshire searching for a miner to help it with their work, and I think you'd be perfect. Their goal is specific enough that I'd imagine they'd be wanting to procure some fairly rare minerals. Honestly, if you don't take the job, I don't know if we have anyone else up to the task. Speak to Lynette if you're interested. Heading to Idleshire, are we? Excellent. I took the liberty of preparing your guild papers in advance. The client for this job is a Lalafell by the name of Nonowatu. Hand him these documents and he will see to it that you'll be briefed to the task at hand. The best of luck to you. I wonder where he is. That is a strange looking Lalafell. Nanawatu? Well, yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with? Oh, you're the one they sent from the Miners Guild, are you? My apologies. I wasn't expecting you so soon. Right, yes, the job. Let me show you the manufactory. Chief Stickbricks is no doubt chomping at the bit to explain everything to you. Oh, I'm doing a complete circle around. It's been a while since I've been in here. Would I be correct in assuming you are the Miner Guild Ascent? Splendid, splendid. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I run this humble manufactory, leading my workers as we push the very boundaries of technology to their utmost limits. Would it be terribly rude if I inquired as to why you look quite so shocked? I would imagine this is our miner's friend. First time meeting a goblin quite as eloquent as you, sir. Sharp as ever, my dear Nanawato. This line of work frequently requires me to interact with other races, such as yourself, and I frankly found Gabi speak a ghastly hindrance to busy deals. Sorry, business. This spurred me on to work tirelessly to master the common tongue. After all, when you have chosen to devote your life to pushing the very boundaries of tech, wait, I have already told you this, haven't I? Simply put, we aim to further technology and Eorzea, harnessing the knowledge and expertise of both man and goblin alike. We requested your help as we find ourselves in need of minerals to aid our work. To be more specific, we're currently in the midst of a certain project. No need to be so indirect, young one. The project you speak of is the Go Roller, a vehicle designed to aid our dream of one day reclaiming the Charlian ruins. They may be overrun with beasts at the moment, but that shall not stop us from expanding the borders of our beloved Idleshire. Terribly sorry to trouble you, old girl, but do you think you're up for gathering the various minerals we require? Terrific. I must admit, I had fretted that you might refuse us for a moment there. Now that we know you're willing, I shall have the team introduce themselves to you. Name's Christian. I've been tasked with making the Gob Roller's armor. Looking forward to working with you, Miss Miner. My name is Zanzi. And are they all going to be wearing goblin masks? And it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I have been laboring of late to create the machine's interior. Most excited to see what little delights you bring to the workshop. I go by Forkwida, and together with Christum, I've been working to design the armor that will adorn our dear Gob Roller. I have to say, for a miner, you look like you can hold your own fairly well. Something tells me we will get along just fine. Gobby's name is Stackblocks, and Stackblocks is sweat working to make Gob Roller insides. Uplander's hand lending is appreciated muchly. And I do believe that is everyone. Nanawada will answer any questions you may have pertaining to our work schedule. As the chief says, I am the one in charge of managing this project. One of the perks of being his #1 apprentice. At any rate, I feel this is a conversation best continued outside. Christian said it best when he described the manufactory as being hotter than Infrit's bottom. Ah, much nicer out here, don't you think? Well, that's about everything I had planned for today. I do hope you enjoyed meeting everyone. Work will start properly the next time you visit. In the meantime, I'll be keeping busy organizing a list of minerals which we require most urgently. Make sure to keep your pickaxe nice and sharp. Um, oh, it's a secondary tool, okay. That's quite the increase, so I will do that as soon as I am able. And that jacket is sick. way better. So that is what I will be getting. Yeah. Okay. Until next time. Or, I'll see you in a sec. Let's just say that. Hello again. We are continuing the mining quests of Stormblood. And let us continue. Yo, truly your timing is impeccable. I finished writing up the list of minerals not a few moments ago. I would love to hand it over to you, but Chief Stickwick said he'd been keen to see what you were properly briefed first. Please follow me to Bang Pots. That's a cool ass fucking. Alright. You have my thanks for coming. Regrettably, it is not the best of times. Pray, wait a moment. For Mariette, you, as an outsider, would be best suited to solve this conundrum. I know this is not quite what we requested your services for, but would you mind granting us your succor, old girl? Originally, I had planned to ask that you mine materials required for the construction of the Gobbler's armor. However, work has come to a screeching halt thanks to Chris Durman for Volchwood deciding that their time would better be served arguing. But something tells me that you might just be the one to make them see eye to eye once more. I'd be eternally grateful if you could speak with them and unearth the cause of the fissure. I am ever in your debt, noble miner. The rest I leave up to you. You have my full confidence. Yo, what's that? You heard that Fortschwad, and I haven't been on the best of terms lately? Well, I suppose that's one way of putting it. We'll be using the Gobby Roller in the Dravanian Hitherlands, an area rife with all kinds of vile beasts. And what do vile beasts do? They attack, ferociously. Ask anyone in Idleshire and they tell you the machine needs heavy armor capable of withstanding physical attacks. Anyone except for Troda, anyway. She's gotten it into her head for some bloody reason that claws and fangs don't warrant fortified defenses. Absolutely no clue how the chief expects me to work with someone who, never mind the forest, can't even see the trees surrounded by monsters in the Hitherlands. If you are here about a certain quarrel, then you may as well just leave now. I would not expect a miner to understand the complexities of armor design. That being said, it is hardly a complicated matter. My point is simple. We need to equip the Gobby Roller with ample protection against magic. That loghead simply needs to acquiesce and we can resume our work once more. As I am sure you have noted during your adventures, these lands have their fair share of fantastic beasts that wield deadly magic. That is precisely why I am of the mind that we ensure our machine is protected against such threats. How can you think otherwise? But I forget myself. His lack of sense infuriates me so. In summary, I have no intention whatsoever of changing to suit Christian's ridiculous ideas. So that was the cause of the commotion. Yeah, my thanks, yo. However, I must say I am truly perplexed by all this. Neither one of them is entirely in the wrong after all. None the water, dear boy. A gill for your thoughts. My thoughts, well, as you say, they're both quite good ideas. If only there was some way we could have our cake and eat it. Cake? You're strayed awfully far from the subject, but I am inclined to believe there is a way that we can combine the two approaches. That is the founding principle behind our work after all, making the impossible possible. Yo, would it trouble you to make some beggar's mithril ore for me? 20 chunks or so should be enough. As to what we actually need it for, well, let's save that surprise for your triumphant return. According to Charlemaagne's records, beggars more can be found in the fringes of Gir or Bania. The best of luck. Was your trip a success? You really did outdid yourself on this one, old girl. The quality leaves nothing to be desired. None of what that's desired him and forward for me. Chief, would you mind explaining just why Fortune does here as well? Figured you were well aware of the bad blood between us. Never mind your silly squabbles. Take a look at this. What am I looking at exactly? 'Tis an alloy I created using the beggar's mythor that I had mine for us. It is noteworthy for having exceedingly low ethereal conductivity. You mean to say that you're going to use my idea? Fantastic. Chief, how could you? You may as well tie the gobble up in a neat little bow and get it to the beast at this rate. Now, let's not jump to any rash conclusions here, you two. Imagine this, we make a sheet of metal using this ignite, proceeding to wrap it in the regular sheet of metal we use for vehicle armor. That's all very well and good as an idea, but in practice that's gonna weigh the vehicle down to no end. I would not be so sure. If you combine your skills, there is no reason that the impossible need remain so. Stacking the two types of metal will create a new kind of armor, one which fulfills all our needs. Is something I need you to. I imagine you two are quite capable of doing. Would you not agree, yo? I can tell you now, we are going to need to do more than just jam two bits of metal together. Creating armor that is resistant to all kinds of attacks while also being of a manageable weight and size, well, it is much easier said than done. We could try wielding the two types of sheet metal together, although we'd still need to figure out a way of reducing the thickness of the armor to a single sheet. Doesn't look like we'll have much time for fighting with this one on our plate, eh, Fortra? I could not have put it better myself. If we both have the energy to bicker, then we can certainly have the energy to develop a new way of creating armor. Let us not give the chief cause to regret his words, Christian. By the gods, it worked, Chief. You're brilliant. I could not have done it without the help of our daring miner friend. Once more, I am indebted to you, old girl. You have my thanks as well. Pray join me outside so we may review today's development and discuss your future schedule. You did amazing work today, yo. Allow me to thank you once more. However, I also feel rather obligated to apologize for asking so much of you. I don't imagine you expected to mediate between our workers when you accepted this job. I'd love to say this was the first time such a quarrel has erupted between those two. But that's neither here nor there. Enjoy some well-earned rest and seek me out once more when you feel ready for your next job. to 74. Alright. And I'll see you in a second with more Stormblood mining quests. Okay. Let's finish this quest. Chain. Yo, the time has come for your next mining job. Is what I would be saying to you right now if we lived in a perfect world. Yet another fight has broken out in the manufactory. Hurry, we wasted enough time already. One sec. Oh. My fan is off. I don't need to do anything. Adventurer. I was just recalling a time when my work used to be so enjoyable, absent of any petty squabbles. Alas, that was long ago. My workers are at it once again. This time it's Sanzi and Stacko Box who are quarreling over the roller's controls. Oh, my brain aches so. My apologies. I have a nasty habit of slipping back into gobby speak when vexed. I am ashamed to ask this of you once more, but could you talk to the two of them? You did great work before, and I cannot think of any other way to solve this. You want to know why I'm fighting with Stackobox? Oh, it would be my pleasure to tell you. She wants to design the controls to be Haru-friendly. Can you believe that? Any imbecile knows that goblins are best suited to operate such machinery, and the Gobby Roller will be no exception. What sense does it make to design the controls for races that are hardly going to use the thing? No work will be done until she acknowledges the error in her ways, although I wonder if someone that deluded is capable of such a thing. Stackabox Blocks wants to design whirly cogs inside for Uplanders, but Sanzi says no. Sanzi has much knowings of whirly cogs. Why won't he make Gobby Roller inside suit Uplanders? Stackbox can't sweat work with these addle brain ideas. Sanzi needs to think like Gobby. I know it can't have been easy. On the bright side, now that we know the issue, all we need to do is to fix it. Would you be able to bring me 20 chunks of feather iron ore, old girl? Splendid. My friend Merchant of sorts is more knowledgeable of this particular mineral than I. Seek him out at the hard place, and he shall tell you where to find what we need. You are Uplander that have Gabi or more precious than Jiggly shine. Good Gabi friend indeed. Are you well? Searching for feather iron ore. Gabi is always willing to aid Stickwick's busy deals. Uplander is good Gabi friend, so no Jiggly shine is needed. You will find what you seek in the Far East. Head to the Ruby Sea. So poor. Was my merchant friend able to point you in the right direction? Perfect. The quality is even better than the last batch you delivered. Non-water will fetch Sanze and stop blocks for me. Stop blocks ear catches that Stitchwix wants to trade tongue flats with Gabi, but why is Sanze here? Take a look at this before you get too riled up. By the 12, I've never seen a mineral quite like this in my life. Staff block does not see this in Eorzea. Where did Uplander find it? We had a miner friend travel all the way to the far east to retrieve this for us. Once smelted, it can be used to create metal as light as a feather. Well, almost. Use this to create the vehicle's controls, and I am certain their decrease in weight will enable you to design something very special indeed. Chief, I haven't the foggiest idea what you're saying. Look, both your attitudes are perfectly logical. This is Idleshire, a place where goblins and men live in harmony. Are you telling me that our work should not reflect that? Why not make 2 sets of interchangeable pedals for the Gabi roller? One would be a suitable size for goblins, Lalafels, and other small races. The other would account for the realm's larger races. I am positive that if the 2 of you work together, you have the potential to create controls convenient for all races. I would not have bothered to request our minor friend's help otherwise. Chief Sticklers is best Gabi. 2 brain cases are better than 1. It's hard to admit, but I was indeed in the wrong. Come on, Stockbox, let us start a mechanical revolution. Yet again, you have saved the day. My thanks, Yo. Excellent work today as always. Let's head outside to discuss your next job. Yes, I'd like to believe there actually will be a next job. Mayhap I ought to consult with Snowflakes about this. I just feel that something needs to be done to improve our working conditions. We can't very well expect to finish this project in a timely manner if we're bickering every step of the way. It also would not do to rely on your help forever. I have the utmost confidence in the ability of every single one of my workers. I just wish I could stop worrying about their personalities. If only there was some way they could all work in harmony. Ah, sorry, old girl. This is nothing for you to concern yourself with. Go and speak with Nanwatu. He's been waiting more than long enough. Allow me to thank you once again for all your hard work. I'd love to say this will be the last time we require your problem-solving talents, but recent events make me somewhat doubtful. I wish I could have helped myself, but someone in my position really needs to remain neutral during times like these. I wouldn't imagine we will be requiring your service, mining or otherwise, in the immediate future, so do take this chance to rest up. I feel like I read that wrong, but like... Yeah, level 66. Whoa. Sick, yeah. Okay. How long has that been? 14 minutes? 20, 55. Yeah, I'm gonna split this into 2 videos actually. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. Alright, let's continue this quest chain. I'm late. Oh, hello there, yo. Sorry, you caught me at a bit of a bad time. Are you familiar with Ronoa? Well, I'm not quite sure how it happened, but I've forgotten to pay her for her job. I've been so busy of late, it completely slipped my mind. Mercifully, she is not demanding any extra coin for the delay. Instead, she has requested help with a job of her own. In fact, if I don't cooperate, she says she won't give me the goods I had her produce for me in the first place. What's more, she wants you, of all people, to carry out this task. I haven't a clue who, but someone told her that a skilled miner had been seen frequenting Styx Barkrocks of late. I hate to press this upon you, but please, I beg of you, help Ronoa in my stead. Well, I'll be. Never did I expect that a miner wandering around the Bangkoks would turn out to be the one and only Yo-san. Do you just like to feel a pickaxe in your hand, or are you truly that desperate for coin? None of my business, I suppose. Any road, as Nawato may have told you, you're to bring me some serpentine. And you can go ahead and tell him that I expect this to be the last time he gives me any trouble. Oh, and I suppose I ought to tell you that you won't find it anywhere save in the Yangtze in the Far East. Precisely why it fetches such a pretty price here in Arizia. Bring me 20 of them and you can tell Nanwatu that we're square. video until I find what I'm looking for. Okay, I got my 20 ore. I expect 20 chunks of surfing tea. Team 20, you hear me? Oh, my inventory is full. Or was full. I need to sell some shit. Good lass. Well, you've held up your end of the bargain. Here's Noato, what Noato was after. Thanks for that. A good bit of business. Still a bit puzzled as to what's going on at Stickwick's Bangpots, mind you. I worked with them for some time now and never had any trouble getting compensation for my services before. Now that I think on it, I haven't seen much of Stickwick's lately. He tends to stop by every now and then to check on the quality of the orders and the like. But I can't remember for the life of me the last time he came here. Yes, please, put me out of my misery. How did it go? Oh, thank the heavens. With this, we can continue our work on God Roller. Well, I suppose since there are no other pressing issues at this point in time. No, I cannot in good conscience lie to someone who has helped me so much. Allow me to apologize to you, Yo. It is high time I apprise you of the current state of our work. For a while now, the project has been at a standstill. And before you jump to any conclusions, this has nothing to do with quarrels breaking out between our workers. No, it is much more serious. Chief Stickwicks is missing. I have tried and tried to ascertain his whereabouts, but no one has been able to help. I don't suppose you've heard anything. He went to Slowfix for advice, you say? What on earth could he? But of course. He must have sought him out to discuss all the recent bickering between the manufactory workers. It really matters not why he went to speak with him. What's important is finding out Snowflakes knows just where the chief is. As we have no other clues at this moment, I suggest we sneak out Snowflakes post haste. Come along, yo. Mr. Silfix, I was wondering if you might have the time to answer a few questions of mine. Snowflakes has no need to train tongue flaps to guess what knowings Uplander want. Uplander would have Snowflakes explain where Stickflix went, yes? You know the chief's whereabouts? Slowfix has lots of knowings, but not those ones. Stickflix had this livery shakes as his workers trade fists instead of tongue flaps. Stickflix used to be one of the Illuminati, but as they became crazier and crazier, he chose to run away from the bad gobbies. Coming to Idleshire, home to both gobbies and uplanders, Stickflix was sure he had made the right decision towards Slowfix, that he told Slowfix that was his dream. Stickflix made bang pots so Uplander and gobbies can sweat work together for a bright future. Slowfix would have workers keep theirs in their brain cases. I shall talk to everyone about this, yeah, my word. I would greatly appreciate your presence when I do, yo. Pray, come with me to the manufactory once more. You have no idea how reassuring your presence is, yo. Wait a moment while I gather the others. Why does Nanawatsu summon stackle blocks? I've asked you all to lend me your ears as I wish to share what we have found out about the chief's disappearance. In short, you are saying the chief's desertion is down to us? It is the end of the world as we know it, and yet I cannot criticize the chief's actions. We have tested his patience time and time again. It's hard to believe our own bickering has destroyed the very dream we came together to make a reality. We're nothing without the chief's guiding hand. Are you in the same mind, yo? Could be finished without the chief. Quite right. However, we first need to change our approach. Only then can we continue the project that Stickflix started. Nanwado's words excite Stockbox. The time has come to finish the Gobby roller. Nanwado, the fire in your heart is infectious, but tell me, just what do you mean when you say we must change? We need to focus on working together as a team, not a collection of individuals. I myself know just how easy it is to get caught up in matters that only concern oneself. For the duration of the project, I have constantly relied on Yo's help and done nothing of note. But that ends today. As of this moment, we are a team in the truest sense of the word. This, I am convinced, is the key to finishing the Gobby roller, as well as continuing our work long into the future. Oh shit, I missed a sentence. The chief something. Stackbox back thinks to Stickflix saying the same thing. The impossible is possible if we help each other. Yes, quite an idea. My eyes were once clouded, but now they are perfectly clear. It'll go some way towards making up for disappointing the chief, too. This is it, at last, the revolution I have been waiting for. We know what we must do. Let us finish what we started for the chief. Yo, if you have time, let us speak outside. Thank you for everything, yo. The chief may still be missing, but my faith in our work has never been stronger. There's one last job I would have you do when you feel ready. That should provide us with everything we need to finally finish this project. Interesting. Okay. Nice. Also nice. Okay. Oh, and it just automatically upgrades the yield thing. That's cool. Alright. See you in a sec. I'm making it one video. Okay. Let's finish this quest line. Yo, a delight to see you as always. Please follow me to the bang pots. Yo, allow me to explain by how things currently stand. As you are doubtless aware, the Gabi roller is close to completion thanks to our much changed approach to the project. In fact, we have been able to run the vehicle through some basic tests. However, said tests did not provide the results we had hoped for. The cerulean engine's power output was somewhat lower than expected, and, well, quite shamefully, the Gabi roller was unable to clear the debris we prepared for testing purposes. We did all we could to fix this, even boosting the engine's power output. Excuse me. But alas, the pistons were unable to cope with the extra strain. In light of this, we have decided to create new pistons using different, sturdier material. I imagine you have already guessed as much, but it is this material which we need you to procure for us. Chromalite, a metal known for its high levels of durability, heat capacity, and thermal conductivity. The only issue is I have no idea where it can be found. What's more, it seems this mineral is rather difficult to get one's hands on. Perhaps you should try asking your friends at the Miners Guild. They may have an idea as to where it can be mined. I would be grateful if you were able to bring back 5 chunks. You're searching for what? You can't say I have expected you of all people to bring that mineral up. You'll find what you need at Garabania. Word has it, it's traded fairly often back in the day. However, that all changed over the past century. First, it became increasingly scarce thanks to the Autumn War between Alamigo and Gridania. Then, once Garlean Empire took Alamigo for their own, trade of the minerals ceased completely. But I imagine the Miners Guild's very own Yosun would be more than up to the task of locating a deposit of plumite. Best of luck to you, friend. Girabani. Found in the peaks of Girabania. Aha. Is this it? This is it. I got so lucky. Showed up right as it was coming up. Nice to see you returned, yo. Did you manage to find the plumite? Precisely what I needed. I know I say this every time, but I am well and truly in your debt, dear friend. I shall set about making an ignat out of this at once. Finished at last. Could not have hoped for a higher quality, even in my wildest dreams. This will more than suffice for the prisons we require. Where are the rocks? I just finished smelting them to create a rather lovely ignite, but don't just take my word for it. Have a look for yourselves. By the 12, this is incredible. To think it was still possible to obtain plumite. Exquisite work, yo. Listen, everyone, we must not let the fruits of Yo's labors go to waste. What will create persons capable of supporting our beloved Gabriroar? Do you hear me? I think everyone within Malm heard that, but I would be lying if I said it had not gotten me nice and fired up. It is time we get to work. It shouldn't take us long to get the new parts made and inserted into the vehicle. The plan is to test the Gobby roller and its new pistons by answering quarter. I do hope to see you there, Yo. You have contributed so much to the project after all. We have done all that we can. All that remains now is to see whether or not we were ever up to the task in the first place. Everything is gonna be fine. Or maybe it's not. Wait, it might not be. No, I mean, I'm sure this is nothing to worry about. Or is there? This is it. Everything we've been working towards. I haven't been this nervous since the first time I used an alembic to make a bottle of distilled water. Good to see you, Yo. Everything is in place. All that's left is to put the Gobby roller and its pistons through their paces. We're just waiting for stack blocks to get the engine going, then we can start the test. Commencing whirly-cog tests. Huzzah! Good day, everyone. Whatever is all the fuss about? Chief, where in the seven hells have you been? You've been gone so long we've already finished work on the Gobby roller. I see. Well, that's nice to hear. I wonder if this is how a mother chocobo feels when her chicks have left the nest. Chief, do not misunderstand us. We are delighted to have you back, but did you not think to even leave a letter before vanishing? Quite right. I was terrified you had gone to that place where all good gobbies go. What are you talking about? I said simply gone to ask an old friend for some advice. I got caught up with some other business and told them to let you know I would be delayed in my return. Clearly this slipped their mind. Honestly, that bastard Greyflox is horrendously forgetful sometimes. Well, hearing that certainly makes me feel a little better. I was of the mind that you had abandoned the team for all of our constant bickering. It certainly gave every one of us cause for self-reflection while you were away. I wouldn't want to suggest that your absence helped us, but our revised approach to the project enabled us to boost the Ceruleum's engine's power output. All the credit should really go to Fortua. It was her redesigning of the roller's inners that got us this far. That is absolute nonsense, and you know it. Your advice on how we should fuel the vehicle was priceless. Seems to me you have conveniently forgotten all the work that I and a certain goblin girl put into the Gobby Roller's exhaust system. I would also draw your attention to my redesign of the Gobby Roller, which fully incorporated all of your improvements. Not to mention Yo's invaluable help in procuring all those minerals. Do you know what I saw when I first set foot in Idleshire? Men and goblins working in harmony. A vision that gave me a dream of the future. You have all turned that dream into a beautiful reality, and for that you have my sincerest thanks. It's fucking great. Oh, it's gone. Right. Yo, no doubt you have already been thanked enough for a lifetime, but allow me to express the sentiment once more. As young Nanawato stated, your help was instrumental to our success. You may not be aware of this, but I used to be one of the Illuminati. They tasked me with developing a vehicle that would allow them to safely conduct pilgrimages across the land. However, things turned sour when the dastardly quick thing stole my plans and twisted them into something different, something evil. The resulting monstrosity was the Gobby machine, a savage weapon. My frustration and sadness, coupled with the disdain I had harbored for the Grand Master, pushed me to finally leave those mad goblins behind. I imagine you are more or less aware of the major events that followed. At any rate, your work for us is done. I do hope to see you again in Idleshire one day, good old girl. Oh, he's literally right there. Okay. I am going to keep saying this until I'm positively sick of it, but I thank you again for all you have done. Now that the Gobby Roller prototype is in working order, we shall continue our tests, eventually moving on to developing improved versions in the future. And someday our work will give birth to a utopian Idleshire, one where any disharmony between goblin and man is but a distant memory of the past. Oh, and before I forget again, I will arrange for your payment to be sent to the Miners Guild. Please give Alberta my regards when you next see her. This is it. Welcome back, yo. Nanwado had done some very complimentary things to say about your work. Had some very complimentary. Seems you've done the guild's reputation quite a service. Something tells me you'll find the payment they sent to your liking as well. I know I don't usually ask about my outside, much outside of my work, but would you mind telling me what kind of place Idleshire is? It's been playing on my mind ever since the job came in. Men and goblins, working side by side, eh? Little Doc could learn a thing or two from that, I'd say. It'd be nice to go and take in something so lovely with my own eyes someday. But I digress. Good work as always, yo. You can be sure I'll be in touch again whenever the guild gets a job worthy of your skills. Hey, that's really good. Alright. If the tales are to be believed, you journey to the surface of the moon, yes? I suppose you've had a bit too much on your plate to engage in a spot of mining, but if you do have a chance to bring something back, I'd love to see it. Okay, back where we started. The end of the Miners Guild quest line. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you in the next thing. Whatever that might be. Peace.